Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to begin with a new chapter, that is photosynthesis. This is the chapter number 4 given in your book. So, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is done by plants. We all have seen the plants. Plants are green in color, right? So, and plants cannot walk. Plants are fixed at one particular place. They don't have mouth, they don't have hand. So, have you ever thought that how do plant eat food, or how do plant get their food? The food in the plant is formed of their own, and this process of the formation of food is called as photosynthesis. What do the plant do? Plants are having green color pigment called as chlorophyll, and this chlorophyll is able to trap sunlight from the atmosphere, and in presence of sunlight, plant absorb air from the atmosphere, plant take water from the soil, and in presence of all these three things, they are able to prepare their own food in presence of sunlight, which act as a solar energy, and the food which is formed, that is glucose. This process of formation of food is called as photosynthesis. The word photo means light, and the word synthesis means formation. So, when the food is formed in the presence of light, this process is called as photosynthesis, and this is a kind of autotrophic mode of nutrition. I have told you earlier also in my lectures that what is autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition means the living organism is able to prepare its own food in the presence of sunlight, do not depend on other living organism for its food. This is called as autotrophic nutrition. The word auto means self, and trophic means nutrition. This is a kind of nutrition in which a living organism do not depend on any other living organism for its food and prepare its own food in the presence of sunlight. That is called as autotrophic nutrition. All the living organisms are found in the living world. They take their food from other living organism, or they prepare their own food by their own. So those living organisms who prepare their own food by their own, they show autotrophic mode of nutrition, and the others, which like animals which depend on other living organisms for their food, they show heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So the plants show autotrophic mode of nutrition, and the autotrophic mode of nutrition is a nutrition in which the plants are going to prepare their own food by the help of sunlight, and this formation of the food in the presence of sunlight is called as photosynthesis. In the photosynthesis, what happens? The chlorophyll of the leaf trap the sunlight and absorbs the oxygen from the atmosphere, take this water from the soil, and prepare its food. The food which is formed is in the form of glucose, and as a result, oxygen is released out, which we inhale for our respiration. So this is the photosynthesis. Some of the basic points are there, or some of the basic things are there, which is the part of photosynthesis. How do photosynthesis takes place? The question is this. There are sub-basis process of the photosynthesis. The basic process of photosynthesis requires the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the pigment which is green in color and able to trap sunlight. If chlorophyll is not there in the leaf will not be able to trap the sunlight, and no photosynthesis will occur in the leaf. So for the photosynthesis, there is the chlorophyll present in the leaves, and as a result of the photosynthesis, the food which is formed, that is glucose. So the chlorophyll is called as the biocatalyst, or because the chlorophyll is involved in photosynthesis, but it does not changes itself. That is why it is a biocatalyst. It is a kind of an enzyme which is required during photosynthesis. Now, we are coming on to the different processes of photosynthesis. What happens during photosynthesis? How do the food is formed? During photosynthesis, in the morning when the sunlight falls on the surface of the leaf, leaves have chlorophyll. The chlorophyll of the leaves trap the sunlight or solar energy, and the molecules of the chlorophyll, they become energetic, and they become excited, and they start moving here and there, due to which what happens, the root of the plant start absorbing the water from the soil, and as the water moves till the leaf, there photolysis of water occurs. What is photolysis of water? Photolysis of water means the breaking up of water molecule, or the splitting up of water molecule into H plus and OH minus radical in the presence of sunlight. That is called as photolysis. When the water molecule, that is H2O, gets splitted into H plus and OH minus in presence of sunlight, this is called as photolysis of water. So when the molecules of the chlorophyll get energized, due to which what happens, the water molecule gets split into two parts, that is H plus and OH minus, and due to it, as the water molecule gets broken into H plus and OH minus, it becomes free in nature. So the stomata which are present on the surface of the leaf, they get opened. As they get opened, the oxygen from the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere comes into the stomata, will come inside the plant, and the oxygen start moving out. And due to this process, also what happens, the OH minus radical of the water releases its oxygen out, and as the carbon dioxide moves inside the leaf, this oxygen over here moves out of the leaf, and the photosynthesis occurs. So what happened during photosynthesis? First, the chlorophyll get energized by the sunlight. As the chlorophyll get energized, it breaks down the molecule of the chlorophyll, break down water molecule, split the water molecule into H plus and OH minus radical. This is called as photolysis of water. As the photolysis occurs, the water gets broken into H plus and OH minus. The OH minus part of the water again breaks down and forms the molecule of the water along with the oxygen molecule. It breaks down into oxygen molecule, and this oxygen is released out of the plant, and carbon dioxide moves inside the leaf. As the carbon dioxide moves inside the leaf, it combines with the hydrogen. The carbon dioxide, when moves inside the leaf, it get combined with the hydrogen of the water and convert it into glucose. So here 6 molecules of carbon dioxide are required and 12 molecules of water is required. So the 6 molecules of water over here makes the 1 molecule of glucose, which is the food formed during photosynthesis. And as this food is formed, it is in the form of glucose, which is utilized by the plant parts as a source of energy. It moves inside the cells quickly, and where it is used by the plant cells and energy is released. But the sum of the glucose which remains, it gets stored in the parts of the plant, either in the stem or in the root or in the leaves. It gets stored in the plant parts in the form of starch. So this is the basic process which occurs during photosynthesis. That is, first chlorophyll molecule get energized in the presence of sunlight. Second, the splitting of the water molecule take place, which is called as photolysis of water. Water breaks down into H plus and OH minus. Third, from OH minus of the water, oxygen gas is released out. Fourth, the H plus of water get combined with carbon dioxide to form glucose as the food. The glucose formed in the food moves inside the cell and forms energy over there. Remaining glucose is stored in the leaf or in the root or in the stem of a plant in the form of starch. This is the complete process of photosynthesis. Now, have you ever thought, why do a leaf is only the photosynthetic organ? Why not any other part of the plant? Why only leaf photosynthesize the food? Because leaf is the main photosynthetic organ, because leaf has the green pigment, that is the chlorophyll, which is able to trap the sunlight. Sometimes photosynthesis also occurs in the green stem, but in very minute part, not as the same like that of the leaf. Some if you talk about the cactus is green in color. The part of the cactus which we see, that is a stem. So in that part of the cactus or in that stem of the cactus, photosynthesis takes place, because the leaves of the cactus get converted into spines. So that is another thing. In some of the plant in which the stem is broader and greener in color, in those the photosynthesis takes place. But generally, in most of the plant, in general case, the photosynthetic organ is the leaf only, because leaf has a green color pigment called chlorophyll, which traps the sunlight. Next, chlorophyll is present inside the chloroplast, which is present in the cells of the leaf. After this, the second thing, why is the leaf is a photosynthetic organ? Because leaf is broader. Due to its broadness, as leaves are broad, so they get more surface area for the sunlight to trap. When the sunlight get more surface area, so the chlorophyll is able to absorb more sunlight and photosynthesis takes place. After this, the leaves also have small openings present on its lower surface. Those smaller openings are called as stomatas, and those stomatas are able to absorb the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and give out oxygen into the atmosphere. So exchange of the gases takes place through stomata, which are present on the surface of the leaf. So it is easier for the leaves for the exchange to help in the exchange of gases even. Next, the leaves are arranged on its branches in the right angle, so that maximum area of the leaf should be exposed to the atmosphere for the absorption of the sunlight. That is why leaf is considered to be the photosynthetic organ. Why? First, it has chlorophyll present in it. Second, leaf has broader and flat surface to absorb sunlight. And third, the leaf has stomata on its lower surface for the exchange of the gases, which makes the entry of carbon dioxide easier inside the leaf. Third, leaves are arranged at a right angle onto its branches, so that maximum solar energy can be reflected or can be exposed onto the surface of the leaf, and photosynthesis can begin. So this is the reason why leaf is a photosynthetic organ. Next, in the leaves, I said, chlorophyll is present, and chlorophyll of the leaves are found inside the cell organelle, and this cell organelle is called as the chloroplast. You can see this image over here. This is a chloroplast over here. Inside this chloroplast, chlorophyll is found. You can see the coin-like structure stacked over here. These coin-like structure are contain the chlorophyll, where photosynthesis takes place. And this complete rounded object over here is the cell organelle. which is a chloroplast, and this is also known as kitchen of the cell because inside the chloroplast the photosynthesis takes place. Some more reasons are there why do photosynthesis occurs in a leaf. That is, leaf has some tissues which are called as parenchyma. You have read in the plant tissue, right? Parenchyma. Leaves have a parenchyma tissue present in them, and these parenchyma tissue have see these parenchyma tissue. This is a parenchyma tissue over here. The parenchyma tissue has intercellular spaces between them, due to which what happen, easy movement of the gases takes place inside the leaf. As you can see over here, this structure shown is the stomata. As the stomata open, from here, from outside, carbon dioxide move inside the stomata. The carbon dioxide from the stomata move inside the leaf. So over here, as the intercellular spaces are there, the carbon dioxide is able to move easily inside the leaf. So easy diffusion of the carbon dioxide and other gases takes place inside the leaf. This is why the photosynthesis also occurs in the leaf. Next, in the leaves, the xylem and the phloem are present, all which are responsible for the easy translocation of the water, mineral and food from the leaf to the other part of the plant. That this is also the reason why the photosynthesis occurs in the leaf. The leaves have various midribs. The leaves have veins and veinlets present in it, and the veins and veinlets of the leaf consist of xylem and the phloem. As you can see, this part of the diagram, this is the xylem and the phloem. The upper one is the xylem and the lower one is the phloem. So the xylem and the phloem, these two parts have xylem and phloem. Xylem helps in the conduction of water, while phloem in the food. So as the food is formed inside the leaf, so it is easily translocated by the help of the phloem to other part of the plant. That is why the photosynthesis also occurs in the leaf. Now we are coming on to the next topic, that is stomata, the site of exchange of gases. The stomata are the minute pores present on the lower surface of the leaf. These stomata are surrounded by, as you can see in the diagram of this activity, these are green structures shown over here are the stomata. These stomata are surrounded by the epidermal cell of the leaf. These epidermal cells are responsible for storing the food. Stomata are green in color. They also have chlorophyll in them. So when the sunlight falls on the surface of the leaf during the daytime, the stomata absorb water from the epidermal cell. They absorb water from the epidermal cell, and as they absorb water, they get open. Like, see my hand. Suppose this is a stomata. When the light will fall on the stomata, then what is going to happen? These stomata is going to absorb water from to the next epidermal cell. As the stomata is going to absorb the water from the epidermal cell, they will get stretched open like this. As the stomata will get stretched open, the gas will be able to move easily in and out through these opening. So this is the stomata. Stomata surrounded by the guard cell, by the epidermis. So when these cells absorb water, the water moves inside the kidney-shaped cell of the stomata. The kidney-shaped cell of the stomata are called as the guard cell. When water gets filled inside the guard cell gets swollen like a balloon, and it becomes the swollen of the when the guard cell becomes swollen like a balloon, that phenomenon is called as turgidity, or it is said that guard cell becomes turgid. Turgid means the guard cells are filled with the water. When the guard cell gets filled with the water, they become turgid. As the guard cell become turgid, the stomatal opening get stretched open. As the stomatal opening gets stretched open, so the easy exchange of the gases start taking place. O2 moves out and carbon dioxide from the atmosphere moves in. So this is a guard cell. During night, stomata, with the guard cells of the stomata which have the water in it, which were turgid, the water moves out of the guard cell. As the water moves out of the guard cell become flaccid. Flaccid means there is no water inside the guard cell, so the guard cell become flaccid. As the guard cell become flaccid, water moves out and the opening of the stomata which was open now get shut, closed. So by this, what we have come to know, that during daytime when there is a sunlight, then only the guard cells are able to absorb the water and the stomata get open. But during the night time there is no sunlight, so the guard cell become flaccid and the stomatal opening closes. So during the in the presence of the sunlight, the stomata opens, and during the night stomata closes. Sometime when there is higher temperature or higher sunlight, then also stomata get closed, because to avoid the loss of water during transpiration. When the stomata opens, along with the oxygen gas, water molecules are also released out. This water molecule, when released out by the guard cell in the form of vapors, this process is called as transpiration. So through the stomata, the transpiration also takes place and the exchange of the gases also takes place. So in the presence of sunlight, the stomata get open, and at the night stomata remain closed to avoid the loss of water through transpiration. After this is the structure present on the surface of the leaf for the exchange of the gases. Now we are coming on to the opening, to the factors affecting the rate of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. The factors which affect the rate of photosynthesis are: the first, chlorophyll; second, the sunlight; third, the temperature; fourth, carbon dioxide; and the last one is the water. These are the 4 main factors which affect the rate of photosynthesis. Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green color pigment which absorbs the sunlight. Without the chlorophyll, the plant will not be able to trap the sunlight and photosynthesis will not occur. After this, sunlight. Sunlight is the essential factor which affect the rate of photosynthesis, because the intensity of the sunlight is plays a major role in the photosynthesis. During the photosynthesis, what happens? The chlorophyll molecules absorbs the sunlight up to certain temperature, that is up to 40 degrees Celsius. And if the temperature become more than that, if the intensity of this sunlight become more than that, then the stomata of the plant or the leaves get closed and they are not able to absorb the carbon dioxide even, and the chlorophyll also not absorb the sunlight. So the too much, if the sunlight is less, it what it do, it slows the rate of the photosynthesis. And if the sunlight is higher, the intensity of the sunlight is higher, then what happens? It destroys the chlorophyll, it destroys the protein of the chlorophyll, and as the chlorophyll gets destroyed, they are not able to do the photosynthesis. So sunlight plays a major role, because lesser sunlight, the rate of the photosynthesis will be slower, and if there will be too much of the sunlight, then it will destroy the chlorophyll, and as the chlorophyll will be destroyed, there will be no photosynthesis. After this, the next topic is the temperature. Temperature also plays an important role. The photosynthesis takes place at the optimum temperature, that is approximately up to 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, not more than that. If the temperature will be more than 30 degrees Celsius, if the temperature is above 40 degrees Celsius, then what is going to happen? Again, the enzyme of the chlorophyll become denatured. Denatured means it will get destroyed, and as the enzyme of the chlorophyll get destroyed, it will become denatured. Again, the photosynthesis will not occur. And if the temperature will be lesser than 20 degrees Celsius, then also the photosynthesis will not occur because the mode of the photosynthesis, the preparation of the food in the plant will be very slower. The photosynthesis will become very slower, and the chlorophyll molecule will not be able to get excited, so the photosynthesis will not take place in the lesser temperature. Also, the temperature below 20 degrees Celsius, thus photosynthesis will not occur because the chlorophyll molecule will not be able to get excited, and above 46 degrees Celsius the photosynthesis will not occur because the enzyme will get denatured and photosynthesis will not take place. After this, the next is the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide influences the rate of photosynthesis. As the higher the rate carbon dioxide, higher will be the photosynthesis. As the rate of photosynthesis increases with an increase in the carbon dioxide, but only up to 0.1%. If the concentration goes of the carbon dioxide goes above 0.1%, then photosynthesis will stop. So, as higher the concentration of the carbon dioxide, higher will be photosynthesis, but only up to 0.1%. If the rate of the carbon dioxide increases up to 0.1%, then photosynthesis will decrease, and at a point it will stop. Now, water is the factor affecting the rate of photosynthesis, but it is an indirect factor. It do not affect directly, because if the water will not be there, then what will happen? The stomata will not be open. The stomata will remain closed. As the stomata will remain closed, though exchange of the gases will not take place inside the leaf, inside the plant. As the exchange of the gases will not take place, carbon dioxide will not be able to move inside the leaf. As carbon dioxide will not move inside the leaf, there will be no photosynthesis occurring. So it is an indirect factor affecting the rate of photosynthesis. So this is the end of the topic for today. In my next video lecture, I will begin with the significance of photosynthesis. So I think everybody should be able to understand this topic. If any confusion regarding this particular lecture, please come onto it on my portal. You'll get the assignment number 5, which you had got earlier regarding this topic. Thank you, and do the work in your notebook.